morning and welcome to our daily devotional from Pilgrim Congregational Church. I'm Patrick Horn. Very glad to have you with us on this Friday, August the 12th, 2022, as we continue our look at some of Jesus' sayings in the Gospel of Luke, chapter 12. And this morning we're going to focus on Luke 12, verses 55 and 56. So Luke chapter 12, verses 54 through 56. And I will offer a couple of reflections and then close us with prayer. So this is Luke 12, 54 through 56. He also said to the crowds, "When you see a cloud rising in the west, you immediately say it is going to rain, and so it happens. And when you see the south wind blowing, you say there will be scorching heat, and it happens. You hypocrites, you know how to interpret the appearance of earth and sky, but why do you not know how to interpret the present time?" So another difficult saying from Jesus, this time using an analogy of being able to see what weather is coming. Of course, those in agriculture in Palestine would have been very aware of how the weather storms came from the west, from the sea, from the Mediterranean Sea, and then how the dry episodes would come from the winds from the desert, from the south. And Jesus is pointing out how much attention is given to this, and as opposed to the sort of attention to things that might be of more importance. And it raises the question for us concerning the sorts of things that we give our attention to. What is it that we pay closest attention to, and what do we turn a blind eye to? We have analogous with the weather. I know in my life I pay lots of attention to the news, to the baseball scores, and constantly looking at my phone for updates of that sort. And it raises the question, am I paying too much attention to these things? Are there other things that I should be paying closer attention to? And I think this is what Jesus is getting at, being sensitive to the context around us, being sensitive to what God's Spirit is doing around us in creation and in those people with whom we come into contact with. And that sort of attention is very difficult in our age. So many efforts are made to distract us from that sort of attention. But it was also true in Jesus' time as well, that there are always things that will keep us distracted from the most important things in our lives, that is our relationships to one another, our relationships to God, to our church, to our community. And so Jesus is raising the question about what we are paying attention to, and it's certainly worthy of our reflection. I'm going to close us this morning with a prayer from Piercing Heaven, Prayers of the Puritan. And appropriately, this is, among the Puritans, you'll find often prayers that talk about how the self, the individual, struggles to fully commit oneself to Christ. And so crying out to God for forgiveness and for purification. And so this is a prayer from the 1600s by David Clarkson, whom I mentioned before. Clarkson was a Puritan preacher in England and was ejected from the Church of England because of his views of independence from the state. But this is one of the prayers that he wrote. "We cry to you, God, for renewing grace. We lie at your footstool and cry, 'Help, Lord, or I will perish.' Create in me a new heart, and renew a right spirit within me. Renew in me the spirit of my mind, and renew me in my inner soul. Take away this old mind that is so blind, so vain, so carnal. Take away this old will that is so obstinate, so perverse, so rebellious. Take away this old conscience that is so partial, so seared, so senseless. Take away this old heart that will never delight in, comply with, or submit to you. Let old things pass away. Let all things become new. You who brought this world out of nothing with a word can with a word work in me this new creation. Do not let me perish. Say the word and it will be done. Just say the word and this soul, now a dark, woeful chaos and a lump of corruption and confusion, will become a new creature. Cast out sin and cast out the world that kept you out of possession for so long. Bind the strong one and cast him out. Other lords have had dominion over me. They have made me miserable by keeping my Lord, my happiness from me. Cast out these intruders. Take possession of me and be mine forever. You call for my heart, Lord. It is yours. Though I have dealt treacherously with you and given my heart to other things, it is yours. It cost you dearly, so enter, take possession of it. You knock at the door to this wretched heart. Why stay so long outside? Come in and bless me with your presence. Break it open with almighty power and let it no longer shut you out. Amen. Thank you for joining me this morning from Pilgrim Congregational Church. I'm Patrick Horn, and I hope that you have a very good day. Goodbye.